my healthy grocery haul for the entire week as a family of 3. We shopped at Sprouts this week, so you already know the total was like $5 million. Let's get into everything we bought and how we're gonna be eating it. I am switching back to eating gluten and refined sugar-free because I was feeling and looking my best during the time that I was eating like that. Starting off with our frozen items from the haul, we really didn't do much frozen this time. We're trying to get better about like making actual whole food meals instead of just buying frozen stuff. But we did get this ice cream for Bears. We did the vanilla bean flavor. This is refined sugar-free. It's only sweetened with honey and it's actually so good and so creamy. I got this because I'm going to be meal prepping a couple of refined sugar-free treats this week, and I always like desserts a la mode, so I wanted an ice cream that was also refined sugar-free. And then my husband just loves these Red's burritos. These are perfect for him to grab and take them to work, so I'm gonna stock everything in the freezer. So let's get into our produce and dairy. I got my Maple Hill milk. This is my favorite milk to put in lattes in the morning. Next, we just restocked on berries. Archer's favorite are blackberries and strawberries, so we restock on these every single week without fail. We also grabbed a bunch of bananas. I tried to go for ones that looked like they were already a little bit ripe because I'm gonna be making a banana bread recipe this week, so I really wanted to get these super ripe. I got a giant bunch of organic parsley and a not so giant bunch of cilantro. This is seriously the biggest one they had. Next up, we got this Alexander, I don't know how you say this, Farms yogurt. This is the A2 grass-fed one. I've never tried this. Oh, it looks like I accidentally grabbed low fat. I typically go for whole fat pretty much on everything, but I guess I accidentally grabbed the low fat. We got a ton of fresh herbs. I'm making multiple recipes this week that call for herbs, and I'll get into what those are at the end. Got mint, basil, dill, and chives. Literally the biggest red onion I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't believe this was organic. Archer was walking around and he grabbed this off the table and took a bite into it. We already have a ton of oranges, but obviously we had to take it home with us. A bundle of green onions. They didn't have any organic mini cucumbers, so I just got this big regular cucumber. A pack of these adorable cherry tomatoes that are multicolored. A big bag of baby spinach and arugula mix. I know the whole like bug from certain greens is going around, so I'm just washing my produce really good and obviously hoping for the best. 3 limes. We normally buy these at Costco, but we didn't want to have to go to Costco just for limes. And then a shallot, green cabbage, and some pitted dates. 2 bags of mini avocados. I know it's kind of like silly to buy mini avocados, but I prefer them because they're single use and I don't have to store half of the avocado in my fridge because I always feel like the other half that goes in the fridge gets a little brown and yucky, which I do not like. I got 2 bags of these because they were on sale. It was like buy one, get one 50% off or something, and they were $4 a bag, which is actually really good for organic. I also got a huge bag of these mini yellow potatoes. We are gonna be making a steak recipe this week with these. I'll give you guys a breakdown of what we're making with everything at the end of the video. We really didn't get much protein this week because we have so much protein in our freezer. We just grabbed a skirt steak for one of the recipes, 2 fillets of salmon for Archer and I to have tonight. And then we're trying a new egg brand. This one was really interesting to me because it said it was corn and soy free, and it said it was coming from a regenerative farm. So I found that really interesting. Like out of all the eggs that I looked at, this looked like they were the best, so we're gonna go with it. And honestly, it was comparable price to the other eggs that were like free range. I just got 1 bag of this sliced organic sourdough. I understand sourdough still does have gluten, but from my understanding, I think it has less gluten in it. I'm not gluten intolerant, just to be clear. I just try to avoid eating a ton of gluten because I noticed that I have a lot of bloating and like skin stuff from it. I don't know anything about these. My husband picked these out. We're gonna be making some shrimp tacos this week, and he wanted these tortillas. I'm personally gonna be using cassava tortillas for mine, but these look pretty good. I probably will try a bite of his. As the category of pantry, we got some 1-to-1 ratio of this gluten-free flour for some of the things I'll be baking this week. And then I also got this huge salted chocolate bar. I'm gonna chop this up for some cookies I'm making this week. We got 2 bags of these lesser evil chips. My husband loves these. It looks like he got the spicy nacho one, blazing hot cheddar, and then cowboy cheddar, just like regular Cheetos basically. I also got some of the Hu baking chips for my cookies as well. I like to have chips and chunks in my cookies. That's like my perfect world. I would have both. So I grabbed both just in case. Got some panko breadcrumbs for those shrimp tacos we're making. And we just got some snacks for Archer. My husband picked these out. They're organic peanut butter banana puffs. And then I got him some more of these breakfast oat melts by Amara. He loves those. I also got a bag of coconut sugar. I've wanted to make like 10 recipes recently that all called for coconut sugar. So I was like, I will not miss getting a bag this time. My husband's lactose intolerant, so he wants to try this Daiya mac and cheese brand. He always wants to have mac and cheese with us, but it really messes with his stomach. So he's gonna try this out. If you guys are dairy free and you've tried it, let me know if it's good. Pretty much the rest of everything we got is like condiments, but I'll just show you guys anyway. I got some yuzu ponzu for one of the recipes we're making this week. We got some balsamic vinegar as well for another recipe we're making this week. A can of light coconut milk. I always have coconut milk stocked in my house, but the recipe specifically called for the light one, which I did not have. We restocked on Kewpie mayo. This is the best mayo in my opinion. My husband makes himself a sandwich every morning before work, and he said that the Graza aioli is what makes the entire sandwich. We also got some Worcestershire sauce. I never know if I'm saying it right, but this is one of the recipes. We needed it for that. I also got this blue agave sriracha. None of the recipes we're making like call for this, but I just love sriracha. I eat it on everything. And the blue agave one sounded interesting to me. We love this Yellow Bird brand. I believe all the groceries we got in total were $270. I feel like we got a lot of stuff for $270. Mind you, I guess we didn't really get very much meat, but I feel like we got a lot of produce and a lot of like random pantry staples. Like this alone was like 20 bucks, so kind of makes sense. Okay, now let's get into what meals we're gonna be making with it. I was going to like separate out the ingredients for the meal and show you guys that way, but a lot of the stuff I already had at my house, so I feel like it's incomplete from just the groceries. So I'm just gonna go down the list and tell you guys what we're making this week. So tonight my husband's going out to dinner with his friends and it's just gonna be me and my baby. So I'm going to make us a salmon dish with coconut rice, avocado, kind of like a teriyaki salmon bowl with coconut rice. My husband hates salmon and it's me and my baby's favorite. So whenever he goes out of town, I always make salmon. Sunday, we're going to be making a chimichurri skirt steak. That's what a lot of the herbs were for. And to pair with that, we're going to be making some crispy yellow baby Dutch potatoes as well as a little side salad. Both of those recipes are from the same gal and they look so good. I'm also going to be stealing her coconut shrimp recipe the following day on Monday. That's what we bought the tortillas, the panko breadcrumbs, and a couple of the other items for. We already had a lot of the ingredients to make chicken shawarma bowls the following night on Tuesday. Not a lot of the ingredients are here. We pretty much were already stocked with that. So we'll be making chicken shawarma bowls with pita, cucumber, like the whole 9 yards. The following day, we're gonna be doing stuffed bell peppers. I also kind of already had a lot of the ingredients for that. I just had to buy a couple other things, but we already had ground beef and bell peppers. And then Thursday, I'm gonna be making a creamy Parmesan chicken pasta. I'm gonna be using protein pasta for that. I think that pasta is also gluten-free. I've gotta double check, but if not, I have gluten-free pasta on hand. And then Friday night, we normally go out for dinner or order in. I would say we do an egg breakfast probably 75% of the week, and then the other 25% of the week, we make banana pancakes or cottage cheese protein pancakes, which we already had all the ingredients for. And last but definitely not least, the things that I will be baking this week, I'm going to be making some refined sugar and gluten-free brown butter chocolate chip cookies. And then I'm also going to be making sticky toffee banana bread. I think that's how you say it. If you guys want me to post any of my recipes or follow along with the process of what we're eating for this week, just let me know.